of pearls, the more elegant succulent in my opinion. Some people just have the touch to grow them, and some people just can't figure them out. I personally can say I've experienced on both ends. I mean, just look at this beauty. Every time I look at it, my heart swells with joy. But then, of course, I have this one. Looks like it's about to die. Feels like it hates me or something. But I am busy with a few things to see if I can make it happy again. And, of course, I will share my experience if I find something that works. Here are my 6 tips to ensure your string of pearls will thrive. Proper indoor lighting. String of pearls makes for a great indoor plant. That is, of course, if they receive the adequate amount of light. Place your pearls in a room or next to a window that receives bright indirect light, and make sure that the crown of the pearls are receiving some light, not just the leaves. If you start noticing the pearls turning yellow, that is an indication that they are receiving too much sunlight. Just move them a few feet back from the window. And if you start noticing slow growth or the pearls start to drop, that means they are not getting enough sunlight, and just take them a few feet towards the window. And of course, if you are still struggling with growth, although they are next to the window, maybe just consider a grow light. No direct sunlight. All plants need sunlight to thrive, but we all know too much of a good thing is also a bad thing. That is, of course, what happened to me, and that was a lesson I had to learn the hard way. Pearls do not do great with direct, intense heat, full sun, so watch out for that afternoon sun. They are not one of those plants that can accumulate to full sun. They do prefer a location that provides protection from too much direct sunlight. I have this one hanging in a tree where it still gets a bit of soft morning sun. Rather shower them with love. Watering seems to be a big problem that people have with string of pearls. Knowing when to water can be a big game changer, and a simple way of doing this is just by simply looking at them. If your pearls start to shrivel and wrinkle, this is their way of telling you that it's maybe time for a drink. Although you don't have to wait until that point to water them, the key is really finding that sweet spot. Pearls doesn't have to be watered as often as you think. You can wait for the soil to dry out, but then if you water them, make sure to give them a thorough watering. A good thing to also keep in mind, the bigger the pearls are, the more water they are storing, and the more drought tolerant they can be. A good rule of thumb that is easy to remember is water them once a week in the summer, once a month in the winter, and if you are busy propagating them, make sure the soil stays moist. I did do a water propagation video last week. You are welcome to go check it out. This is my result. And it's making cute little babies. Baby. Oh, baby. Yeah, I'm proud. Pot size does matter. Simplicity is key. Using a pot that is just the right size is just the right way. Choosing a pot that is not too big in diameter and not too deep will provide adequate airflow, which will of course prevent fungal growth and root rot. And of course, draining holes should be a law in all pots. Making sure your pot has drainage holes will ensure the excess water to drip out. Soil that matters. Choosing the right soil is almost as important as your watering schedule. Pearls love water, but of course they don't like to stay in water. Providing a well-draining soil for these thin stems and long thin roots is crucial to prevent root rot and disease. A great soil to use for them is cactus mix. You can even add some perlite if you would like. All that the perlite is doing at the end of the day is making sure there's enough space for some airflow and of course for the excess water to drip through. And mind the weather. String of pearls are not cold tolerance at all. Extreme coldness will surely kill your string of pearls. The coldest that they can handle is about minus 6.6 degrees Celsius, and that is of course 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Any colder than these conditions, or if it is for a prolonged period, it is advised to bring your string of pearls inside. I am very fortunate to live in South Africa, and here we have quite warm winters. So unfortunately, I cannot share my personal experience on weather, so I figured I'll give you a bonus round. Fuller is better. Seeing a full string of pearls is always delightful, but it doesn't always happen on its own. String of pearls are designed to grow long, thin vines, and this usually leads to one side only growing, and it can get very heavy on that side. Just be careful for the pot tipping over. So here are a few ways to get your string of pearls to be a bit more fuller. As you can see, this is exactly the situation with my string of pearls, making it the perfect guinea pig to show you a few ways to get them a bit more fuller. And the first way is just like propagation. You can remove some of the longer vines. I can get one. Just going to do one for now to show you. Then you just carefully remove the beads. Give yourself an inch or two to plant it. And then you can just pop it inside. And in a few weeks the stem will start sprouting out roots just like a normal plant. The second way is basically exactly the same as the first way. You can just cut off a long stem, remove the beads as we did, and then you can just pop them with the stem showing down into the ground with them barely sticking out. See if I can do that a bit closer. Another great way is to take a long vine. Just going to take a random one to show you. Chop it off. Here. And then around that area. We're going to spiral them and just make sure the beads touch the ground. And in a few weeks, you will have a fuller, healthy looking string of pearls. And that is it from me this week, guys. See you next week. Bye.